Hello everyone, I'm Isaac Dutcher and this is Ravens Watch. Now if you're watching this is likely the first video ever uploaded to this channel, so I just want to say thank you, and if you wouldn't mind just taking a minute, liking this video, and subscribing to the channel, just to help me kickstart this thing. This was originally a gaming channel that I decided to transition into NFL and Ravens-centered content. Me and my friend Cody, who also runs this channel, we're uploading a weekly podcast where we just talk about Ravens and NFL updates and content and stuff like that. Now, this is a little bit of a side video where I'm just addressing my mock draft that I made and creating a mock draft for this up and coming NFL draft. Me and Cody are actually going to the draft party at M&T Bank Stadium. Go to our Instagram. I'll leave that in the bio. We'll have some updates about that experience. Super stoked for that. But this is just my mock draft. I spent some time scouting these players, watching their tape, so I think I know a little bit of what I'm talking about, and hopefully you guys think I do too. But without further ado, let's just get into it. This is my mock draft, so let's go. Okay, so I just did my trade mock draft. This one's going to have no trades. I'm going to upload both on the same day and just see how they both pan out. I definitely think there will be trades. It's so hard to accurately predict them. So this one's without trades. Let's say every team keeps their pick, how they are. Let's get into it. I think the pick is still definitely Aiden Hutchinson. Has a lot of traits and production. I think that you look at Travon Walker, who's in consideration, has the traits, doesn't really have the production to back up being the first pick. I'm still going with Aiden Hutchinson, but I do think Travon Walker goes second overall to the Detroit Lions, who are kind of craving someone who can move around on the defensive line. Travon Walker can play outside edge, can play interior, really good pass rusher. Doesn't really have production though, like I said, but he does have traits and pressure rates. I think maybe enough to go top 5. I still don't know how I feel about that too, but that's how the board is falling in a lot of mocks and according to reports. So I'll go with it. Texans at 3, still go Ike Mekwonu here. Ike Mekwonu has a lot of potential, can play guard, can play tackle, can play right or left tackle, can play left or right guard. Right guard might be a stretch, but Ike Mekwonu, very versatile lineman. This is a team that can upgrade on every face of the offensive line, and getting a versatile weapon on the offensive line like Ike Mekwonu seems like a no-brainer for the Texans. Jets at 4, I think they'd go Sauce Gardner here. Probably the best corner in the class. You definitely think that you won't get him at 10, considering the Giants, who could use a corner, Seattle, who could use a corner. New York gets him at 4. It's not even a reach, honestly, at all. Sauce is one of the best prospects we've seen in a while. 6'3", 200, flips his hips really well for his size. I like him a lot at 4 to the Jets. Giants pick at 5. Couple directions you could go here. Look at the board, and Evan Neal's here. I don't think you hesitate with that. He can easily start at right tackle. Andrew Thomas could play left tackle. And it seems like a really good tackle duo for the future at 5. I'm good with that. Panthers at 6. I don't think they go quarterback here. I really believe the rumors that they're sticking with offensive line. At 6, Charles Cross is on the board. It almost seems like that's going to be the pick unless they trade back and some of those linemen are gone. Charles Cross makes a lot of sense at 6. Really good pass blocker. Probably the most fundamentally sound offensive lineman in this year's class. Good fit at 6 to a really offensive tackle needy team. Giants at 7 here. I think they'd go Kayvon Thibodeau. Corner, maybe you go Derek Stingley, but I think you were aiming for Sauce and he was taken earlier. So you go Kayvon Thibodeau at 7. Really good edge, production, and athleticism. He has really good upside, like Myles Garrett type upside. I'm really high on Thibodeau. Yeah, I like Garrett Wilson to the Falcons at 8. Best of both worlds between these both receivers and Jameson Williams and Drake London. Good size and good speed. Not as electric on both of them, but more all around. I like Garrett Wilson at 8 to the Falcons. Seahawks pick at 9. A couple directions here to go, but I think I'm going to go with Derek Stingley to Seattle. Really good upside, good speed, good athleticism, stays with you all the way through the play, good ball skills. Freshman year was ridiculous, and I think the Seahawks get their starting corner of the future at 9. Jets also pick at 10. I think they'd go Jameson Williams here, wide receiver out of Alabama. Best speed in the entire class, really good over-the-top ability. Reports that the Jets are really into him, and if he's there at 10, they would probably take him. So I'll go with the rumors. I like that at 10. Washington at 11. I think they'd go wide receiver in Drake London here. If he's on the board, Drake London has a ton of upside as well with his incredible hands. Really good run after catch ability as well. Doesn't have good separation, but he has insane hands. He can also play a big slot role. He's just a nice complement to Terry McLaurin in that offense. Vikings at 12 here. I think they go Kyle Hamilton, safety out of Notre Dame. I think you were bummed that Derek Stingley didn't go here, although I think Trent McDuffie is certainly a possibility. But Kyle Hamilton's almost too good of a secondary player to pass up on. Can play standard strong safety, really good play reading ability, good range. I like him at 12 to Minnesota. Texans at 13. I think Texans would probably go George Karlaftis here, but I forgot. Hold on. PFF's Jermaine Johnson's ranked so poorly, so I think they go Jermaine Johnson at 13. One of the better players in this year's class, very productive, 11.5 sacks, 17 tackles for loss. I like Jermaine Johnson to the Texans at 13 if they don't go edge with their third overall pick. Baltimore at 14. As you can tell, I'm a Ravens fan. A couple players I'd be really good with here. Look at Trent McDuffie and you look at Jordan Davis. Two players certainly a possibility. I think I'm going to go with Trent McDuffie with this pick. We lost a ton of corners free agency. You think about Anthony Averett. We released Tavon Young. Jimmy Smith isn't coming back most likely. So Trent McDuffie, someone who can be like a top 5 nickel corner in like a year, makes a lot of sense as that's like the most position on the secondary we need. Can also play safety, just a very versatile corner. Also play outside, of course. I like Trent McDuffie at 14. Baltimore seems to like those types of players. Eagles at 15. Couple directions you could go. I think I'm going to have the Eagles going George Karlaftis with their first pick. You still need a dominant edge, and he has a really good power move ability on the outside edge. George Karlaftis makes a lot of sense to an edge-heavy team like the Eagles at 15. Saints at 16. I think they go offensive tackle here. You look at a guy like Trevor Penning. Struggled with some holding calls and stuff like that, but he's just a really athletic mauling tackle, and I think the Saints jumped the Chargers for a reason because the Chargers were certainly in play to take a tackle, and I think that would lead the Chargers to go Devontae Wyatt. Obviously, you missed out on Jameson Williams and Trevor Penning, who you're kind of targeting, but Devontae Wyatt is a certainly valuable third option, really good pass rushing defensive tackle. I like him a lot at 17 to the Chargers. Philadelphia at 18, couple directions you could go here. You look at a guy like Devin Lloyd out of Utah. You're still missing kind of a linebacker. You almost wonder if they would even double down on defense here when there are receivers on the board. And I think they would take a receiver in this spot. You got a guy like Chris Olave here, but I think they lean more towards Treylon Burks here. And the reason I say this is because Treylon Burks is kind of a player that is more different in the skill sets they have. You look at Chris Olave, reminds me a little bit of Devontae Smith, kind of smaller stature with a good route running and hands. Treylon Burks, he is not a route runner, but he sure makes up for it in other departments. You look at his run up to catch ability, he's big, he's tall. Put him on a go route, he comes down with the ball like half the time. I like Treylon Burks. Really good safety net for Jalen Hurts while he's trying to progress as a passer. I like Jalen Hurts to Treylon Burks. That is, make a t-shirt now. Saints at 19, couple directions you could go here. I think they would go receiver as well with a guy like Chris Olave still on the board. It's crazy how I have not had a quarterback taken, and it's the 20th pick, but I think now my first one would go. You look at quarterback, and Malik Willis is on the board. Really good upside. I think the Steelers would even consider trading up for him. Again, this is a no-trade mock draft. Posting the other one after this. But Malik Willis, cannon arm, very athletic. A ton of potential. Doesn't have to start year one right away. You got Mitch Trubisky to kind of play that role. It seems like a perfect situation at quarterback for the Steelers to draft Malik Willis at 20. Patriots at 21. I think they go... Oh, you look at Jordan Davis' stew here. That's crazy. I still think I'm going Devin Lloyd. New England team tends to like these types of players. Athletic, big linebackers that come around and make plays. Devin Lloyd could certainly serve as that. Also good as a pass rusher, racked up 7 sacks. I like Devin Lloyd at 21 to New England. The Packers at 22, I think they look to go wide receiver. There's not too many guys that are that crazy on the board, to be honest, so that makes me wonder if they would even do it. You do have a guy like Jahan Dotson who's here, and I think that's where I'll end up going. He's not like the flashiest pick at 22, but he's the best guy available. Your franchise will hate you. Aaron Rodgers will hate you unless you take a wide receiver at 22, and I think Jahan Dotson is solid enough to be taken there. Cardinals at 23, don't hesitate. You take Jordan Davis right away. I did have Devontae Wyatt taken before Jordan Davis. I honestly forgot Jordan Davis was on the board, but I might think the Chargers might like Devontae Wyatt more just because of his pass rushing ability. But Jordan Davis could definitely be selected way earlier. It's hard to imagine 22 teams passing up on him there. Cowboys at 24. I think if Tyler Linderbaum's on the board, they would almost have to. But Bernard Raymond's here. Zion Johnson's there. It's certainly hard. You look at the wide receivers. George Pickens seems like a player they would draft. I don't think you go linebacker. I'm going Bernard Raymond. You lost La'el Collins. You get your starting right tackle back right away, and Bernard Raymond could certainly play that role. Physical, kind of undersized right now, but can definitely put on weight. I like Bernard Raymond at 24. Bills at 25, I don't think they hesitate to take Andrew Booth Jr. You do have Tre'Davious White is coming off a torn ACL. Don't really have a starting caliber second corner. Andrew Booth can certainly do that. Dominant on the outside. I like him at 25 to the Bills. Titans at 26, couple directions could go here. I think when you look at Tyler Smith, who's still on the board, has a ton of potential, can play guard and tackle. I think he starts at guard this year and transitions into their starting left tackle in about a year or so. I like Tyler Smith at 26 to Tennessee. Bucks at 27, I think you go Zion Johnson, guard here. You lost Alex Kappa and Ali Marpet to retirement. That was crazy. You did trade for Shaq Mason, but you're still missing that Marpet replacement. And Zion Johnson definitely served as that role. Really good run blocking offensive guard. Packers at 28, could go linebacker here. That's kind of a sneaky need. Edge makes a lot of sense with Ebiketie here. Kenyon Green could play tackle. You do need a tackle. I still think you go Boye Mafe, though. Really productive edge. Had a really good Senior Bowl. 2 sacks against Bailey Zappi. That was crazy. Boye Mafe at 28. I've seen him mocked to him a lot. I think it does make sense. I like that pick there. Chiefs at 29. I think the Chiefs would look to go wide receiver, and Sky Moore and George Pickens on the board. I think they probably lean to take George Pickens here. 6'3", I think is his stature. Yeah, 195. He is just a menace. He is just a menace too, and I really like George Pickens, and he's kind of that X. I think it's a perfect fit at 29 of the Chiefs, honestly. And then I think with their second pick, they look to go Kyer Elam. Makes a lot of sense. Cornerback out of Florida, can start right away. You might look to go Dax Hill as more of a hybrid safety, but Kyer Elam is more of a starting cornerback, and you're kind of missing that right now. You lost L'Jarius Sneed. Kyer Elam is very, very solid. Showed a lot of upside at Florida. Bengals at 31. I think they go Tyler Linderbaum. Ted Karras has experience at guard, so he doesn't really have to start at center right away, when Tyler Linderbaum could definitely start at center. A little undersized to probably play guard, but center seems like a good fit. He's probably the safest player in the entire class. Reminds me a lot of the Creed Humphrey of last year. Linderbaum at 31 is a really dangerous fit. Lions at 32, I think end the draft by taking a quarterback, and I think that would be Kenny Pickett. I think if he falls to 32, it makes a lot of sense. I only have 2 quarterbacks being selected in this mock draft. It's just with how teams view the quarterback class, it's just hard to picture a ton get reached for without trade-ups. So this is a no-trade mock draft. If you watch the one after this, you might see a little bit of difference in the quarterback department because teams get trade needy. So this is probably the more unrealistic one if you think about it, just because teams will be trading up for quarterbacks. But this is my mock draft, no trades. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you wouldn't mind just hitting the like button and subscribing to help me kickstart this, it would really mean a lot. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.